I will cut you into pieces. Your blood is permissible. Those chilling words hit the air like an explosion. They came from a man in uniform, not from a mob, not from a bandit, but from a Nigerian Air Force officer. His target, a Christian activist who dared to post about alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. The video appeared suddenly on TikTok, later shared on X, and in that moment silence shattered. Viewers gasped, faith leaders condemned. Human rights groups issued statements. This was no ordinary quarrel between voices. This was a threat that carried weight from someone supposed to protect, someone with power. The officer was identified, Jamilu Sarki. The accusation, in response to the activist posts, Sarki threatened horrific violence, to kill, to mutilate, language many believe crosses the line from outrage into weaponized cruelty. It was not long after that the apology came. A letter, brief, regretful, admitting that his words were wrong, that he spoke in anger, not in reason. He asked for forgiveness. But the video remained, the threat remained, the fear remained. Now, let's step back, up, because every storm begins with a whisper. The activist post wasn't anonymous. It spoke on behalf of many. Churches, communities, people who feel unheard. He used words like Christian genocide, pointing to massacres, killings, attacks on churches and Christian neighborhoods. Whether one agrees with the terms or not, the message resonated deeply. Then came the reaction. Jamilu Sarki, in full uniform, his voice heavy, his tone cold, recorded the responses, not of dialogue, but of intimidation. He used words that torn through faith, safety, identity. People asked, how could an officer threat such violence for speech? What does it mean for freedom of expression? What does it mean for a citizen to speak their truth and for that truth to be met with words of death? Sahara reporters published the TikTok video in the transcript. Human rights and religious organizations referenced it. The issue exploded across social media. Nigerians from different faiths, regions, tribes joined the conversation. Some defended the need for respect of national security. Others defended the right to criticize. Then, the apology. Jamilu Sarki, through his handlers or via official channels, submitted a letter. In it, he acknowledged that he allowed anger to carry him too far. He expressed remorse for the violence of his words. He sought pardon. He said that his emotional reaction overtook his duty, overtook his oath. The law watchers weighed in. Can threats over posts be punishable? What does regulation say about military officers making threats over expression of faith? What precedent exists? Many pointed out that officers in uniform carry extra responsibility, that when the state arms the voice must be careful. In our ancestral tales, there was once a warrior. This warrior, strong, disciplined, sworn to defend the village, wore armor, carried a shield. One evening, a wanderer came. Speaking truths the warrior did not want to hear. The warrior raised his sword. He declared that speech was betrayal, that truth was admission of treason. He threatened death, but later, when morning came, he saw blood on his sword, not of his enemy, but of his own conscience. The wanderer's words were not poison, the warrior's reaction was. The elders said, a voice may tremble in the night, but a threat cannot bury the truth. This is not just a story of an officer and an activist. It is a mirror held up to a nation balancing on the edge of fear and freedom. It makes us ask, how many voices are silenced by threats or fear, not just by chains? It forces a question. Can faith survive when the defenders of peace themselves threaten to destroy the right to freedom of speech? It warns that when power is allowed to respond with violence, even verbal violence, where does protection of citizens end and oppression begin? Thank you for watching Story Legion. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because every story you hear here isn't just a headline. It's a heartbeat, and silence has already had too many voices.